Right. My AI just changed. It just buzzed the front gate. Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? I made plans with you, and I won't let them fall through. I think I lie for you.
I gotta change that joint. Oh, hey y'all. I'm so sorry. I am 3 minutes late, 3, 4 minutes. Okay. I had to handle the biz. I gotta make sure my well being is great right now. I have to. Plus I was digging. Put my remote. I was trying to find. I thought I put their pictures up here. I guess they did. I didn't. So what I wanted to talk about was because somebody brought something to my attention in my comments, and they were saying that she had the right to be where she wanted to be. You're right, but I want to bring up where it's a lot of things being messed up, and I saw where people were saying that we're gonna read it that Romika had a weapon. I don't think she did. And the autopsy report showed that wasn't even what happened. That wasn't even what happened. She didn't retreat the right way. And oh gosh. I know people want, but we got to call it what it is. She didn't retreat the right way. She did not. And it's evident that she did not. And if if Romika had a weapon, she had the right to retreat. But that's not the case, y'all. And I hate to say that, that's not. So I went over this reading this last night, and I said to myself, huh? So we're going to read it. I know y'all heard it millions of times, but we're going to read it. Say the BWC recording event. So this is the summary, right? There was a dispatch to initial call to a battery in progress, an additional call for a third party. Cause of shots fired near the location Cermak. Let me move the picture out of the way. Hold on. In State Street, in which a caller heard 3 to 4 shots. And I've been asking everybody for the other report because I want to sum up both of them for very particular reasons. Upon arrival, ROs observed a female, one unresponsive on requesting EMS, versus on Max Zone 4 radio at 9:04. Now, we don't know where the 937 came from, but let's continue to read. ROs placed the victim on her side. As y'all see there, we're going to skip that part. And who is related, they observed above listed subject shot the victim and placed a firearm used inside her vehicle. Due to offender being on the scene, AOs detained and AOs at 9:32 hours. Upon detaining arrestee related, hold on, y'all. Related statements out of excited iteration, it was pre-Miranda. So they read her Miranda rights when they arrested her. That's very important. If they didn't read her Miranda rights, she would have never got arrested. She could have easily been that this could have been closed as well. So if they don't read, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, they don't read, I don't care where you at, they have to read that. Because if they don't give you your Miranda rights, baby, that's it. What are you charging for? You didn't do what you were supposed to do. That's it. When AOs required about the location, used general on the scene, questioning arrestee related that it was legally, it was, hold on y'all, because I'm trying to read this with my eyes. She had an order of protection and related to statement out of excited unit. Okay. When they required about the location of firearm used via general on the scene questioning arrestee related that it was located on the passenger floorboard of her black Chevrolet bearing Illinois plate number legally parked on the side of the street. 133 hours recovered the firearm from the passenger floorboard at 9:10 hours. Per 1OC was observed holding a firearm on a pod camera. He then related to the arrestee when the victim illegally parked next to the arrestee vehicle, causing the arrestee to feel detained as she was unable to leave. This is her statement. I want y'all to know this is her incident statement. This is not, and I was just like, why people saying Bromika had no. This is not, what is this? Oh, this is not what others were saying. Able to get time, both arrestees the victim into a verbal altercation. So this is my question. If they had a verbal altercation, where did it come in that they had a physical altercation? I'm looking at here. The verbal altercation turned physical how? I really need that goddamn TPO. I really do. She removed, okay, the body area with closed fists, making a contact in which the victim advanced towards arresting another attempt to strike her. Huh? When arrestee removed her concealed from an unknown location about her body and shot her. This is her statement. Let me tell y'all something. I'm reading her statement. I'm not reading I'm reading her statement. So don't take it like I'm reading her statement. Y'all got to understand her statement is totally different from the witness statements. Okay? This is her statement. This is the incident report narrative of her statement. About her body. Victim was transported in an ambulance to Stroger Hospital. Was named about that name. The arrestee did not appear to have any physical injuries at the time. Arrestees refused EMS at the time, but 102 transported for the proceedings. They took her and questioned her. And this is a statement that she gave. I'm reading it. So they put her statements, because this is a witness statement. I don't know which witness statement this is, but I had to share this with y'all. This isn't a witness statement that everybody been reading. This is not. I'm just being honest. I'm not. I wanted to. Why is it down there? Oh, because of me. Okay. So also, we finna go to the TPO part. Somebody said, "Oh well, she had every right." Yeah, but let's be clear. I'm finna play Open Book and Keys on here. We're gonna break it down. Let's be clear. Key said something that he read the whole thing that was true. I was trying to find it myself. And we're gonna go to Open Book as well. I was trying to find the whole thing. I've been asking everybody for it because I want to see it. Okay. Because I know y'all like, why are we going through this again? It's very important. I'm gonna tell you why. She had the right to pick up her son. I'm gonna say it again. She had the right to pick up her son. I don't know why y'all feel like this girl did not have the right to pick up her child when she is probably the primary to pick up the child. If it was done properly with the pick up the child, what the judge would have said was, okay, well, if that's where it is and that's where your location is, can we be clear? You're going to have to figure out how to get a bus to pick that child up. Let me go to this, and let me stop sharing that because I looked up something today and I was like, that makes sense. The reason why I don't agree with everyone saying she should have never been there, number one, Holly, and this is true, this is what everybody said, and I agree. Holly did not have a child in the school system at that school. So that is true. She cannot sit here and put it towards that with her child. This was a TPO granted. This was a temporary custody order. I don't know how long it was. I don't know if it was for 6 months. Temporary custody orders are just granted for a certain amount of time. This isn't granted for 2, 3, 4 years. This is temporary. So it wasn't really granted anything, really. Let me go to my thing. It's temporary. Let me go to my inbox. I'm done with folks today. I don't know why people think that. So from what was said, the permanent, they saying that the permanent order was granted on the 14th of 2025, but on here it says December. I don't know. And it was supposed to expire 2027. Let me look at it on my computer. It's so you can barely see it, but this was filed December 4th. The respondents prohibited for threatening to commit stalking. But my question is too, and I'm with Keys on this. How can you have that with somebody stalking you when you knew all this girl information about her car? I agree with that. It's weird. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let this play with open book.
Application was filed. All right. Then finally, June 13th, 2025, the summons came back served. So Ramika was finally served. Party was served. Okay. A publication was filed. All right. Then finally, June 13th, 2025, the summons came back served.
Okay.
So Ramika was finally served. Party was.
Hello and welcome to.
Then on February 17th, the petition was returned, not served. Okay. They tried to serve.
So around that time when she did it, I'm going to tell you what happened. Those weren't the right addresses. And obviously they probably, whoever the server was, probably got it sent to her. It could have been at her job or whatever. But where she messed up was, and the argument still stands. This is why it was temporary. I don't know why. I want to give y'all the insight. Temporary is, it's temporary. It could be whatever the time limit, but it's not a long time limit, right? But let me tell you where it was messed up at. You didn't put where your baby daddy lived. You didn't tell them you knew where that boy go to school at. You messed up yourself too. Because if they look at this TPO, it has nothing to do with that boy's school at all. That's where you messed up at, Boo Boo Kitty. Because let's think about it. She takes her son and drop him off, right? She should have said, hey, I stay by such and such by his school. She never mentioned it. We're going to get into how she didn't mention it. I be over in that area. Is there any way we can have a bus to pick up the child? Or is there any way that she can have her mother drop off the child or make a recommendation so we don't run into each other? You can't tell me that don't happen. Yes, you can do that. You knew exactly where that boy went to school at.
Her on February the 13th, but she wasn't available. And I will go over that as well, okay? So they continued the hearing. again. All right, all the way out in Skokie without Romika's knowledge because she hasn't been served. Here we are back on March 17th of 2025. She still has served.
Now they can continue it because what it is they're trying to see how can they find her, when can they list her, because the judge probably saying, okay, yeah, I do want to hear both sides. I want to know what is the issue, what is going on here, what is the problem, why do we need to grant this? I do need to hear both sides. I do need to talk to both people. It is fair because at this point we got to figure out what it is. So I did have questions to say, did she do it in Cook County? Did she not? And she did. But my question is, your residence isn't in Cook County, as we know of, allegedly. So, hey, Miss Sassy Queen Mind. So my question is, who address did you use? That's weird. That ain't weird to y'all. That's not weird to y'all. You don't have an address in Cook County. We know that everybody knew you drove because they know where you from. Who address did you allow to use to file this? It did not put nothing about the child. I got questions. Who address did she use in order not to file this? Without saying where the child's school was. Think about it. Nobody mentioned the baby. Only Romika mentioned the baby because she had some things to say allegedly about the baby, allegedly. But we're going to get to that in a minute. But nobody mentioned his school was there? And this is granted?
The summons are not served, okay? They said they went out on February 25th, all right, and they weren't able to serve because they weren't able to contact her. They go out when they can, they don't have a specific time unless you know when or where the person will be.
Go out.
And so it doesn't sound like Quadesia knew much about Romika or that Carlos told her much about Romika because she had to issue, as you see here, March 20th, order for publication. And so that simply means that you put this.
She didn't issue it. Her lawyer did. Her lawyer told her to issue that. Who would know that? She didn't issue that. Her lawyer told her to issue that. So we're going to say that because I'm going to be honest and say that she probably had a counsel that was telling her what she can and can't do for her safety. She has a lawyer. We know that. So
order of protection in a newspaper or another public publication, that's the word, and that will be considered that person's notice. All right. And so the judge allowed another hearing, okay, on the order, the petition, and then she had to sign, and I mean Quadesia Johnson, had to sign an affidavit for service by publication. And so that's just stating that she's swearing and attesting that she publicized this notice in some kind of newspaper article so that Romika or anyone else can view or see this.
So basically, a counsel or whoever she had at the time for her around that time, because I guarantee she didn't go to all of those dates. She probably had legal assistance to help her until time for her to go. They probably told her, okay, well, if you can't find her, we can do this. I'm telling you straight up. But we're gonna get into how I feel like it's weird. I'm still standing what I said. If you know the boy's school is over there, why you did not mention that in that? I find it weird. Because either way it go, let's think about it. If my child go to this school, I can't change his school. And also there are laws in place that you don't have to change their schools. You can send them to any school you want to. We had that thing happen. My son was in like the second, third grade. They came out with that because they say it was too many parents arguing about this and that. Oh, I got to change them. That mess them up. They don't want nothing to mess up these kids' education. And I'm telling you, that has been passed. My thing is this. She could have stated, well, his school is over there. Is there any way that she can get a bus? Now, if she didn't tell her lawyer this, she dropped the ball with her lawyer. Is there any way we can see if there's a bus that could come out or anything, or where we can have the judge figure out some things in the school council or court order for the child to have a different transportation? Hey, Terry, for the child to have a different transportation to the school. So when people say she wasn't supposed to be there, yes, she was. She did not put that. And if it's not her fault, it's her lawyer fault. They both didn't put this in this order at all. Thank you, Terry. They did not put this in their order, and that was supposed to be put in. The child is getting an education. Hello? Nobody said anything about that. I'm not got questions now.
So then you see another continued hearing in May, on May 8th. Okay. And then May 28th, certificate of publication was filed. All right. Then finally, June 13th, 2025, the summons came back served. So Ramika was finally served. Party was served. Okay. So she was served on June 11th, 2025.
Now I'm explaining to you how they got served. If she didn't have her address, let me explain. When they start looking for you to serve you some stuff, you want me to tell you what they do? They start looking at where you hang out at, where you gonna go. They pay them for that. I don't want nobody to say, no, that's just like celebrities, right? Let's say they have different properties. You don't put them to all these properties and where they live. Oh, they got a concert today. Boom. I can pay. We're going to pay for a server to go out there and serve this. They get served. That's why y'all saw Tiger got served. And all of a sudden, they're getting served because now they don't have their address. But guess what? They know where they're going to be at. Oh, they're going to be at such and such. Let me get the server over here. Yeah, that's how they will go. So don't think, oh, it was at the house. No. They knew where she was, where they be. They watch you just like if you do, like, and I'm finna tell y'all sign up for disability. They pay people to watch y'all to make sure something is wrong with you. Yes, they do. If you do a lawsuit for a slip and fall, they have private investigators to watch you. They pay for that. They sure do. They sure do. They pay for it. I know for a fact they do. I know a lawyer who deals with slip and fall. Shout out to her. She said, yeah, if I feel like I want my company that you fell in that store and I feel like you can walk, talk, or whatever, I'm going to pay a private investigator to look at you. If you don't send me your paperwork with your doctors, we're going to do a private investigator. Yep, that is true. So I believe the lawyer paid a private investigator to find out where she was going to be at because they didn't have the right address or anything. Or the court could have did. Either one of them.
You see this? Date served June 11th, 2025 to party respondent Ramika Blackman. All right. And so they had another hearing 5 days later. That's not really giving you much time if you're just getting served, on the 11th, you're trying to be somewhere like a week later. And so they extended the no contact order because once you're served, then they considered that, now you're under and have an order once you're served. But until you're served, it's like the order, you have an order, but you don't have an order until the person is notified. You have an order, but the person isn't notified. It's not really going to be like, like violations, you know what I mean? But a crime is a crime. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, because that's just too much iffy area. So they're expecting her to come out to Skokie, okay, July 14th at this continued hearing. Apparently she missed a hearing, so they had a default judgment put on the order of protection for her to be under this order until July 14th of 2027. Now, a lot of people don't know that all you have to do is petition the court and have the court hear a motion to dismiss this order. Or some people feel like it's no big deal because I'm not going to see her. I don't mess with her. I don't talk to this person or whatever. So it's all real petty. But when people have nefarious things behind what they do, you do not want them to have any type of thinking in their mind, because I've had women do it to me. They have this sick, distorted thing in their mind that they have these papers on you and that they could do whatever and you can't be here, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's not true. You have the right to be in any public place that you're at except for their residence, and then you know where you're not supposed to be. But it gets really dangerous when people who don't mean you no good go and get these type of orders. Because then you'll see them yelling in the street, talking about they have a concealed carry when it has nothing to do with anything.
She right, but I'm still on the topic. Why the hell ain't nobody say nothing about that baby school? I still I'm still appalled by that. That's the question I got.
The police response was just so appalling.
Okay, now we're gonna go to Keys, because I didn't know. I mean, you can't say you didn't know. We heard. We're not gonna act like we didn't know. There were things coming out. We're gonna say allegedly that the fact was that there was some things that was on my ear about, there was things said about the little baby, the Romika son, that Miss Thing said. Now this is funny that this is coming out because I told y'all something had to be said. Nobody, let me say something to y'all. And you, I don't care if you're a fur mama, I don't care if you a auntie, y'all know this for a jump. As a black woman, when it comes to children, and you talking down on children, we are not the ones to play with that. Now you can go to Karen, you can go to anybody else. The white ladies that don't do it, I want you to duck. But y'all know what I mean when y'all have a protection as a mother to a child, right? So when somebody speak on your seed, I don't give a damn, in a negative light, that's a bait. They want you to do that. And I really feel like now that I'm sitting here thinking about this order, this TPO, why was it that child school mentioned near that man place? Why not? You were supposed to mention that. You were supposed to mention that. You dropped the ball. You got it because, oh, I feel she calling my folks, how she doing this and that. I have two questions. How did she get your grandma number? If y'all never had a conversation like that, how did she get your grandma number, your grandma address? It's not adding up, because it's kind of like, how do you find that? That's not public record. That take you some digging. Do you know how bad you got to dig and pay for things for that to happen? It don't make sense to me. You think somebody right now gonna sit here, just like when I told y'all, we just talked about this, and I want y'all to start watching my mommy content. When one of the mothers had a little scam that she was She got so many, honey. She got so many. Her name is Live Love, whatever you want to call. She got so many scams. I just, when she said, "Oh, I pulled at your mom," the supposed to be a stalker, because now the stalker ain't told her. "Oh, I pulled up to your mom's home." How do you know where her mother stay at if she don't know you? You know what I'm saying? The stuff don't make sense when y'all say, "Oh, they know where my family stay." The only way they can know where your family stay is if you put that out there on the internet. You cannot, that's too much work, baby. I'm sorry. And if her car was so bad as you say it was, how did she get to drive 2 hours to go bother your grandmother? That doesn't make sense to me. It's a lot of things. I'm kind of like, huh? What? That don't make, what? Huh? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. So it's kind of like, when I be hearing the stuff, I'm like, well, how is that? How she know where your grandma stay? Y'all don't break bread. Y'all don't hang out. You ain't never been to her house. She ain't never been to your house. Y'all ain't got dressed together. Y'all ain't never did none of that stuff. Y'all ain't been out to eat, none of that. I keep telling y'all, if you don't hang out with these folks and they know your stuff, that means they went digging and they paid for some stuff to get into your information, and you need to have your stuff unlocked. Stop posting where you live, because people are crazy. And I doubt that she was going to go to that girl's house for anything. I do not believe that. I'm sorry, I don't. If she said her car was that, oh, her car messed up. Oh, your car this, how the hell is she going to drive 2 hours with a messed up car? It's going to break down within an hour. I don't care if it was an hour and 30 minutes. It's going to break down. I showed y'all videos of time and time again where one of the mamas that's a scammer got a messed up car. And the car be smoking and about to cut off on the interstate. That's 10, 15 minutes away. If the car's so jacked up and you know the car going to cut off, how you going to get there? You know how much Uber is? Lyft is? We about to go in a recession. Really? That's about $70, $80 for that. And if you 2 hours, that's $100 or something. Who got that? 200 to go. Come on now. Y'all got to start thinking. It don't make sense. It's not fitting. The square can't fit into the circle. The corners are still poking out. A size 6 can't fit into a size 2. It won't zip up. And it ain't gonna fit in no jeans unless you got yeast infection. I'm just saying, it's just what's gonna happen. It don't make sense. So I'm sitting here reading this, and I'm like, things don't make sense to me. We don't have and then it's like, you're reading an incident report from 2 different people that's not making sense. So that's why they're investigating, because they're saying different things. You have 72 hours of a memory of your recollection, I believe. It take you 3 days. Your memory can change. That's why it was important for them to interview everybody that day. With this is never going to change. I just think it's crazy. It's just so many questions I have, because no thoughts of... I ain't gonna lie to you. I really believe that it was no care to the kids at this point. To me, it was just none. Because you're thinking about your safety and your child's safety, but have you thought about your safety all the way around? And it doesn't give that. So the self-defense I still stand on is not valid. Because now they're going to ask the same thing I'm asking. Well, you know that boy. Ain't nobody tell you the boy goes to the school over there like that. Come on now. You didn't put that in. Come on, let's be for real. Now, can a lawyer react that? Absolutely. But then again, he better be ready for it, because they're going to ask another opposing question. I'm just being honest. Let's play.
Sometimes type shit. Now I just screenshotted and just redid it, whatever the fuck.
And I know y'all saw Brene on my screen. We will talk about Brene tomorrow. Yes, Yes.
Supposed to be. There was no way in the world she was seeing this. I don't give a damn who she was. Type shit. My grandma is not even seeing this shit. They might read the newspaper. Who read this part? The Chicago Daily Law Bulletin. This is the place that they put the restraining order in at first because they couldn't serve her before she went to court on June 18th. However, when she went to court on June 18th, this is what she had to say, and a lot of people ain't harping on this. This shows that she had no malice.
Some better pictures.
When she pulled up, when she pulled up to Holly Sperry and Carlos, there was no malice in her heart. She wasn't trying to fight. She was generally a concerned mother trying to see what y'all doing by my son's school, especially you. What is you doing by my son's school? Now, Ramika put it on the tab.
That's a valid question. If you have a restraining order against me, you don't have a child in that school. Why are you over here? If you know I come pick up my child, drop my child off, why are you here? That is a valid question. Wait a minute. She know I picked but I would never say nothing to her. But we were like, wait a minute. I would have recorded, drove by with a phone and recorded that. And I would have sent my petition to the court for a motion to get that TPO denied because look where you are. And you never mentioned my son's school.
I got a violated restraining order to see why you at my son's school, someone who my son said he don't like, someone who my son is getting counseling with against because he don't like you. So now she had to get canceled. She said this to a...
Now that is alleged, but if he gonna read it and it's gonna be talked about, then we're saying alleged right now because I can't see that. I'm still asking everybody for the link.
Judge type shit. So she had the right to stop. She broke the law to stop. Fuck it. Type shit. You ain't had the right to kill her. It didn't say you can kill her in the restraining order. It wasn't a justifiable killing. However, this is what Ramika had to say. And she also went on social media slandering my name. So I'm proceeding on charges against her already. Yeah, because she has tried to do a lot of slandering. What was the slandering? Oh yeah, she went on social media and spread rumors saying my son got boils, that she know why I work, that my car broke down. She had to inform her job that someone of her nature might appear. How you stalking your stalker?
That goes into say why you didn't mention my child went to that school down from your man house. Why you did not mention that? Okay.
How is you stalking your stalker? Now, shout out to Judge Michael Weaver. He just had became a judge 2022, so I don't blame him. You know, what he really was supposed to do was take the kids, because somewhere in the courts, Holly was trying to get a protective order. She was trying to get her protective order June 18th against Ramika for her son. Ramika saying Holly got some shit going on with her son to the point they got to get canceled. Lil Low said, so DCFS should have been involved from the jump on both sides. However, what we have here is a case of stalking versus...
That's something I want to know too, because if they're talking about each other's child and their well-beings are so bad, why wasn't DCF involved? And he's right. You can't be mad. Why was he not involved in that situation if it was so bad? It's a lot of stuff not adding up to me. If it was so bad and why was they not involved to check on the children to make sure that? Because if they had the DCF report and they had a well-being check for both, they would have saw where that boy went to school. It still don't make sense to me.
It's stalking. It's two stalkers, right? What the judge was supposed to do, I'm not a judge, but if I was a judge, I would have postponed the hearing, Let Ramika get a chance to put her shit in too,
Mhm.
just so everybody can
I
be safe.
agree. That's fair.
Because this seems real malicious. Ain't that right, Carlos? Because according to Ramika, what did the baby father say? Yeah. Hold on. Because Carlos always in it. Carlos is always in it. What did you say? He said, we share a child's father. And he even said it's malicious on her end. What do malicious mean? Is that another word for delicious? You know, Big Key's fat. So, hey, what do malicious mean? Let's see. Malicious, characterized by malice, intended to do harm. Whoa. Hold on. So, according to the child's father that they share, it's malicious on her end. We share a child's father. This is Ramika words. And he even said it's malicious on her end. The same child father that says she's going to get her gun and shoot you, according to witnesses. Yeah, it wasn't justifiable, man. Do that seem justifiable to you? Anybody out there? And
Hey,
hearts all
David.
over the world tonight. Chris Brown's voice. Hearts all over.
I still say the same thing. Why nobody mention the baby school with this TPO, baby? Why was it never mentioned? Why? I'ma still say it. Why not? They had to be beefing pretty bad. Whether anybody want to hear it or not, they was saying some very bad things. I'm finna keep it a buck. They both was talking a shit. They was talking, listen, they were talking a big ish to each other. I'm telling you, I know I'm a female. They hit below the belt. Did it have to result in that? No, but they sure did. And we not gonna act like they did not. But on a legal standpoint, it's not going to matter. I had to call on somebody that was making Facebook threats to me. You know that police officer told me? If she don't pull up, then I said, okay, so if I knock out, then what? He was like, well, hey, I said, okay, then. I'm just saying it's Tampa. They don't give a darn. You fight, they arrest both of y'all. They don't care. They don't care. You both going. But yeah, I still want to know how this girl could find the address. It still don't make sense to me.
The world tonight. Do that seem justifiable to you? A mother dropped her son off at school. Happens to see the person that said the child has boils, according to the documents in court. She said this to a judge, y'all. So now when we heard that she was released because there wasn't enough evidence, they going back and getting this evidence.
Okay.
And court, Ramika had fears that you were stalking her. And it's the proof. Show the proof.
That makes
we don't got the proof for Ramika stalking her. What are phone calls at?
However,
it said that you went to social media. Listen, it said Holly Scary went to social media and was spreading rumors saying that she about her car breaking down, her son had boils, right? All sorts of shit.
Okay.
Do we have proof of that, y'all? Or
if I was a judge, I would have had well-being checks on both the children, because if they both said, I'm sorry, that's just me by law. That's just what should have been done. Okay, well, let's check this out, and then we can move forward. Then I believe they should have had another court date set up.
I'm speculating again. Do I speculate, or do we got the proof?
I would never be begging a nigga to be with me after he got a baby on the way.
What?
I would never be having matching t-shirts on with a nigga that got a baby
on
the way.
Well, we have plenty of time. We ain't gonna hear that again. But yeah, I just feel like that the child school should have been notified in that. And that's how I feel about it. I feel like that's where they dropped the ball at when it came to the kids and things, because it could have been valid. I feel like, I'm gonna say this: if you gonna do something, make sure your paper trail is paper trailing. You can't have he say, she say. You need a paper trail. They gonna tell you that. Now listen, I gotta come back on here. And another thing I want to say, that's not even dealing with this, I want to say to the black people, because I done told y'all, and I'm gonna say it again before I go. I better not see y'all EBT recipients on no news channel. I told y'all this a long time ago. Keep y'all tails off the news. Don't come up in there talking about I got EBT. Don't do it. They are paying to keep your ass off the news. All right? Now I'm gonna come back with Kata Scott. I said what I had to say. I feel like everything don't add up to me. That's just how I feel, my opinion. And I'm gonna come back because we got other things to cover. I'm going to say it again before we leave. Make sure y'all tails was up there at that poll and stay y'all tails off the damn news about this EBT. I don't want to hear no more. I don't want to hear no more. Please. Jesus, Lord, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm just tired. I keep telling y'all, stop. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm just tired. Make sure y'all will go out and vote today. Yes, we have 3 votes going on. We have 1 this year and we have 2 next year. I'm going to say it. I meant to say it in my other live. Please make sure you are at them polls. This determines about everything about your gas prices, your rent, your food, all of that. Please make sure you're there. Please go next year and then in March and May. But yeah, how I felt about it, I feel like something ain't right. Everything ain't added up. We getting mixed bits and pieces. If anything else come out about it, I know I'm still gonna be here every day. And I will be back later because we finna talk about Kadea and the new witnesses. I think I'm late. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the new witnesses. Sorry, the new suspects added to the case. And I'll see you guys in the next one later. Don't have your ass.
Roman on 7 days, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take it, things that make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take your enemies in front of God.